Guys, today's video is sponsored by PullsTv. If you're invested into any of these bills, the best way for you to support these bills, the best way for you to support Iron Man, Coco, Foxy, is by purchasing merch. I have a nice, thick, quality hoodie here for my Fox Body guys. There's a hoodie for Iron Man, there's a hoodie for Smoke. This one is a Fox Body hoodie, so technically this is for Foxy. I have the PullsTv hats right here. We only have this one color. Trying to keep the website simple, but if you have any suggestions, if you say, hey man, if you get a black, if you do black hats, people will like them or whatever. I take all suggestions. Let me know what y'all got. Let's jump right into today's video. God is everything. Without God, I'm nothing. When I first bought this car last year, I had a guy in the comment section specifically tell me, take that car and take it to the scrap yard and put that money in Iron Man. That kind of threw me off a little bit because I'm like, bro, I just paid like $1,000 for this car. So if I take it to the scrap yard, I'm gonna only get $200 or $300 for it, if that. So I was a little offended. But let's talk about why I bought this car and let's talk about the plans for it. Let's jump into one obvious reason why I bought this car. So back in 05, 06 or whatever, they first brought these Magnums out. When I was a young boy, let's say 05, 06, I was in about 5th grade around that time. 5th grade, 6th grade, somewhere along in there. But I had already found my love for cars. And there's never been a big surplus of companies making wagons. So when I saw this wagon and all the guys were coming out and they was putting the big wheels on them, and you know, some of them had the big V8s in them, had the 6.1s in them, and the 5.7s. So to see a big wagon like this burn the tires off, I instantly fell in love with the Dodge Magnum. The downside of that was, for me, once I became of legal age to drive, the Magnum was 2 out of production. And you're talking about the Magnums stopped being produced in like 08, and they had changed the body style. I'm not a fan of the later body styles, I'm a fan of these. But they had stopped producing this one in like 06. So you're talking about, when I got my license, it was 2012, and that was trainer's license. Real license was sometime the end of 2012. So you're talking about a very old car. And about that time, about 09, the Challengers came out. Fell in love with the Challengers, and they continued to make the Challengers, so I had a better chance of getting a nice, reliable Challenger. So boom, pop-up Smoke, Magnum. Always wanted one. But let's get into the story of this particular Magnum. The story of this particular Magnum is, I was working with my cousin at Cars with Dez. My cousin Dez, his daddy is the reason why I'm in front of y'all right now. His daddy is the reason why I'm in front of y'all working on these cars. But I was working with him, working on cars, because at that time I was an aspiring mechanic. And as soon as I got down there in like 2012, 2013, this car was down there, needed a motor. I fell in love instantly, and I'm like, man, how much they'll sell that car for? And I think at that time it was a price that I could not afford. So I never ended up with it. It sat for some years, and I would literally just ride down there, because the El Camino was down there at my cousin's shop. So I would just look for that car, just seeing, was it still there? Was it still there? Was it still there? Was it still there? So it was there, and it's been there, and it's been sitting since that time, which is about, like I said, about 2010 or so. Or I don't know, maybe sometime around there, I don't know, but it's been a while. This car had, the last registered tag on it is like 2010. Long story short, the car has sat down there since then. I made them an offer on it. $500 is what I wanted to pay for it. They didn't want it, so I ended up paying like $1,000 for it, which is a little bit more than I wanted to pay, but you know, still was okay because I wanted this particular car. Could I have found a running, driving Magnum for probably about $1,500? I probably could have. Like I said, man, let's really dive into the plans for this car. As y'all see the engine and transmission is out, let's dive into the plans. Let's talk about the plans for this car, right? So, of course, I want this car to be a 1,000 horsepower, like a daily driver. Like if I want to hop in this thing and drive it somewhere far off, somewhere far out of town, I want to be able to do that. Now, there are a few platforms, or there's a lot of platforms, let's be honest. There's a lot of platforms that can do that with boost. One of the platforms, now let me say this, one of the requirements is I want this thing to be chopping. I mean camming like nobody's business. So honestly, that eliminates the coyote, because I really don't want to do like a ghost chop. I just want to slide a nice camshaft in it, throw some boost on it, and make 1,000 horses. Now, let's talk about this. The first platform for this engine may not necessarily make that 1,000 horsepower. It can, but it may not. Let's talk about the first platform that I'm thinking about going with. The first platform I'm thinking about is a 5.3 that is, let's just say, wore out. Not no damage done to the block, but just one that needs to be bored and maybe stroked or so. Taking that 5.3, making that baby a 383 stroker, and I mean maybe sliding it in here at first, naturally aspirated, and then later on throwing a Pro Charger on it. Now, the final build as this moment is gonna be a 400 and something cubic inch LS, or wherever I can get. It may be a high 390 or something, but either way, a high 300, 400 cubic inch LS and a Pro Charger. The reason why I say up into the cubic inches is because I want this engine to make power easily. I want to make that 1,000 horsepower on a smaller amount of boost, so that the engine will live longer. Let me interrupt you real quick. We're gonna get back to the video, but let me interrupt real quick to do the real talk. Today's real talk is there is no tomorrow. And for my older guys who've seen those Rocky movies, y'all seen where he was boxing and he was tired and he was like, tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow. The guy said, there is no tomorrow. I'm gonna drop that clip in here for you.
He's hooking. Damn, Rod, come on! What's the matter with you?
Tomorrow. Let's do it tomorrow.
There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.
So if you just seen that clip, man, like I said, you can see that he's tired, that he's fatigued, and the guy's basically telling him there is no tomorrow. Do it today. Tomorrow is comfort. It makes you feel comfortable. It's procrastination. It's a reason for you to say, okay, it makes you feel better because it's okay, I don't have to deal with that right now. But sometimes it's better to go ahead and take care of the situation. Today is the only power that you have. And like I said, man, life isn't promised. We never know what'll happen tomorrow. We know we have right now in this moment. We know we have this opportunity. So I want to challenge somebody right now to do whatever you've been procrastinating about doing. You've been procrastinating about something. We all procrastinate. I was procrastinating making this content. This is what I want to do, so I know that this is a must. This is a non-negotiable. Nothing changes until you do. So if you continue to say, oh, tomorrow will come, and then you'll say, okay, well, I just do it tomorrow then. And then tomorrow will come, and then you'll say, oh, I just do it tomorrow, and you'll look up 5 years and it went by. Go ahead and get it done. We have to take opportunities that we have to move our lives forward. I know me personally, I have to go to work, and I don't get me wrong, I drive trucks, and it's a fairly easy job. I just know within my heart of hearts that this is not why God put me here. I know God put me here to create these videos, to get in front of you guys and give you guys the word or give you guys some kind of motivation to help guys get through life. And the last thing I want to say to the guys out there, man, is things don't have to be perfect. We all want things to be perfect. So we say, okay, I'll do it in a year, which is tomorrow. We push it off. We want things to be perfect when in reality, things don't have to be perfect. Things don't have to be perfect for you to start. You don't have to have everything lined up, all your ducks in a row. We like to say things like that, but man, things do not have to be perfect for you to do what must be done. God didn't ask for perfection. He asked for volunteers, people to volunteer, people to be used for to build his kingdom. He didn't say, oh, I need somebody perfect. I need the perfect specimen to come. He even said he without sin cast the first stone. So guess what? I know I'm not picking up nothing to throw. So like I said, man, let's jump back into the content. I'm pretty sure some of you are thinking though, Keno, why choose such a big, long, wide, heavy car and then make it even heavier and bigger and whatever by putting the LS in it with a, you know, stick shift transmission? Why would you do that? All right, let's talk about it. Imagine being on the highway, right? And you see a Dodge Magnum. And I'm gonna drop y'all an image of my vision for this Dodge Magnum. I'm gonna drop y'all an image of my vision. The front end is out for a reason. The number one reason is to find somebody's clapped out 5.3 LS or 4.8 LS. I don't care, I'm gonna be honest with you. Clapped out 5.3, 4.8 LS, test fitted, fabricate brackets, fabricate motor mounts, I meant to say, and get that engine test fitted. Find a TR 6060 or whatever. I don't know what we're going with. Maybe a T56 Magnum, I don't know. Or it could be a TR 6060, either one. Find either one of those and drop that baby in here. Get this baby running and driving. Figure out computer system. But anyway, I'm all off track. But you say, why did you go with that? Imagine being on the highway and a guy pulls up beside you in a big Magnum, and you say, okay, that's a nice car. And you say, oh, it got a V8 in it. It sounds like something in that. You know, I pull up at the light beside you, and you know, you hear that Pro Charger. You know, y'all done heard a cam Pro Charger. That Pro Charger be hitting with that cam. Man, you talking about something, boy. Man, you talking about something. This thing will be the ultimate super cool ride. The wheels are not staying. I'm gonna probably pull the wheels off, build some of those. I can't think of what they call, but they're like, they build them out of 2x4s. They buy a bunch of 2x4s, cut them up, and sit the wheels on those. I'm gonna probably take these wheels off. I'm gonna probably take these to the scrap yard. I see if somebody wants to buy them, or if somebody want to trade, I do an even trade for these for just some regular Dodge or any wheel that'll fit this thing. I don't care. I don't care what they are. I just want to get these wheels off of it. You know, get it looking, you know, plain Jane, because the wheels for me are no go. What is the bigger purpose for this car though? You may say, okay, yeah, I know you want, you know, for this to be a nice sleeper. What is the bigger purpose for this car? The bigger purpose for this car is I want this thing to be a nice drag and drive / daily driver type car. I want to drive this thing. I want to do some drag and drive events with it, because it's a wagon. It's kind of like a truck with a camp. It's like a little truck with a camp on it, if you want to be technical. But I want this to be a, you know, like a nice drag and drive daily driver, nice reliable car. This thing could very easily end up with an LT platform. I don't know, LS platform, I don't know. But it's gonna be LT or LS. I'm definitely sticking with that plan on this car, because I don't wanna go Hellcat. I feel like a Hellcat would be, I feel like it would shock people, but I don't feel like it would be shocking enough. So when I build stuff, I like the shocking factor. I like to hit you in the mouth a little bit. I like you to be like, oh, whoa, but I ain't expect that. Let's be honest. Small block Ford, small block Chevys, and LSs have the best chop ever, hands down. I mean, that's it, hands down. No other competition involved. I would probably even argue, I don't know. A lot of it depends on your cam. I know a lot of your older Chevy guys, they kind of like the slower duration, like they like the they like that slower duration. Me personally, even though Iron Man has a slower duration cam, I prefer a faster duration, like a faster, choppier cam. That's just my preference. I mean, obviously the duration has little to no effect on the power. I know it does, but the way Iron Man turns up to be basically 350 is crazy. So stay tuned for the next video, guys. We are getting ready to get some progress going on this thing. Like I said, the wheels have to come off, and if I can get some money for the wheels or something like that, we'll go ahead and find us a 5.3. I do have a 5.3 in the garage that I could just use to test fit, so that may be what we do in the next video. I may take that 5.3, put it on back of Iron Man, bring it out here, test fit, do what we need to do to go ahead and get test fitted. Try to find some motor mounts and stuff to get this thing ready to go in. That way, when I find a 4.8, 5.3, we go ahead and throw that baby in, test fit, get that thing in the car. But for anybody who's new here, let me take you on the proper walk around of this car. Like I said, stay tuned, because let's get it. All right, guys, this is the meat wagon. This is my 2005 Dodge Magnum. I have definitely done a lot of walk arounds of this car, but here we go. Those are, what are those? 22s. They have been on the car since I first seen the car. At first I wanted the rims, but as I gotten older, I've been like, I don't know if I want wheels anymore. I want power now. So interior is not hurt. I gotta be honest with you. For this car had to be sat in the sun, the dash isn't cracked, the seats aren't torn or ripped or anything. This is all my mess from putting pedals and stuff in it. Back door, a little dirty. I don't know if I need to bring y'all up or what. Let me see. Maybe I need to bring y'all up so y'all can really see what's going on the inside. But all the headlights and stuff is in the car. Y'all know I'm going with like a 13 Charger SRT front bumper on this baby, and we're going with a wide body Charger. Let me donkey y'all back down. Wide body Charger rear bumper. So we're gonna cut along the top just so it fits at the top, and then the bottom half is normally you know, SRT wide body. Back bumper, and it's good because at the bottom that back bumper is ripped. So nothing special. Like I said, nothing special. Whole interior, I want to gut it. To be honest, I really want to gut the whole, well, the plan is to gut the whole interior. Driver's seat, once again, not hurt. This is stuff I took out to get those stick shift pedals in there, if y'all can see those. I hate that steering wheel, the whole dash, everything is coming out of this car. And yeah, this is the old motor transmission and drive shaft. It was a 2.7. Y'all know these things had an oil sludge problem. So you can literally see oil just caked up right there. Killed it. And I realized number one piston is no longer there. Anyway, we got a clean slate. All we got to do is find some more wheels. I got to get these wheels off here. I'm sorry. I know they ain't bothering nothing right now, but I want them off. I want them gone. Find some more wheels and find an engine, a test engine. I've seen guys trying to sell clapped out 5.3s for like 100 and some bucks. That's probably what I'm gonna do, just buy one of those, strip it down to the block and use the block to test fit, then, you know, bolt the heads on just to see. But yeah, man, appreciate y'all for tuning in and locking in with me again. I also got the brake booster, the new brake booster, to get the clutch pedal hooked up and everything. So we finna get the clutch pedal actually ready to get hooked up to a transmission. We do still have to find a transmission, but looking for like a core or something. I might go to a junkyard or something just to see if I can find a TR6060 out of a Dodge and snatch it out. I think that's probably my better chance of finding one fairly cheap. So probably, you know, be on the lookout for a Challenger like mine or whatever, a Challenger. Snatch the transmission out and do some test fitting, fabricating, mock-ups, different stuff. Cause I really would like to get this car on the road, at least moving this year, at least moving and driving, whatever, this year. I know it's gonna come with some difficulties, but ain't nothing easy. Appreciate y'all, man. Go check out the merch, like I said, man. PullsTv, gone.